Ladies and gentlemen, you may have found yourself in situations where you feel like you're not being prioritized by others, whether it's in relationships at work or even within your family. This feeling can lead to a sense of unimportance or neglect, leaving you questioning your value. But before you place the blame on others, it's important to reflect on your own role in the dynamics you experience. How often do you allow the actions or inactions of others to define how you feel about yourself? The reality is, how you perceive yourself has a direct impact on how the world perceives you. If you feel like you are constantly at the bottom of someone else's list of priorities, it may be because you have unconsciously placed yourself there. The way you view your own worth, value, and importance will be reflected in the way others treat you. When you allow others to dictate your self-worth, you're giving away your power. Instead of focusing on what others are or aren't doing, start by focusing on how you see and treat yourself. Our thoughts and feelings are incredibly powerful. We often believe that our circumstances or the people around us are in control of our lives, but the truth is that we are the ones in control of our experience. When we begin to believe that we deserve to be a priority, that belief will begin to shape our reality. The first step is to recognize that you do not need the validation or approval of others to feel valued. The world will mirror your internal state. If you believe you are deserving of attention, love, and respect, the people around you will start to reflect that belief. One of the most transformative things you can do for yourself is to begin imagining yourself as a priority. Often we wait for others to prioritize us, but the truth is that you must begin with yourself. You must create the version of yourself who is loved, respected, and prioritized. This is not about arrogance or entitlement, it is about recognizing your worth and claiming it. When you begin to imagine yourself as worthy of love and attention, you shift your internal reality. That shift will be reflected in how others treat you. It starts from within. Another crucial part of this transformation is belief. Your beliefs shape your life in ways you may not even realize. If you believe that you are not worthy of being a priority in someone's life, that belief will shape the way you interact with others and how they respond to you. But when you change your belief and start believing that you deserve to be prioritized, your relationships, work dynamics, and interactions will shift. This doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort and a strong belief in your own worth, the changes will come. It's easy to blame others for not treating us with the respect or attention we feel we deserve. However, we must take responsibility for how we allow others to treat us. If we constantly find ourselves feeling like a secondary concern in someone else's life, it's time to examine our own beliefs about ourselves. The way others treat you is often a reflection of how you treat yourself. If you constantly put your own needs last or accept less than what you deserve, others will follow suit. But when you start to prioritize yourself and treat yourself with the respect and love you deserve, others will begin to follow your lead. You are the person who sets the tone for how others treat you. It's not about demanding attention or forcing people to prioritize you. It's about setting a standard for yourself and holding to it. When you value yourself, others will value you in return. You don't need to seek external validation or wait for others to make you a priority. Start by making yourself your own highest priority. When you do this, the world around you will begin to reflect that change. This process requires patience and self-awareness. It's not always easy to shift your mindset, especially if you've spent a long time believing that others need to validate your worth. But when you begin to consciously prioritize yourself, you create a life that reflects your true value. No one else can define your worth unless you allow them to. The key is to stop looking outside of yourself for validation and start looking within. When you prioritize yourself, you automatically set the stage for others to follow. The truth is, you don't need to wait for someone to make you a priority. You have the power to make that decision for yourself. When you believe that you are worthy of love, respect, and attention, you will attract people who recognize and honor your worth. You don't have to settle for being at the bottom of someone else's list. Start by being at the top of your own. Sometimes life leaves you questioning your significance in the eyes of others. You might feel unseen, unheard, or as though you're merely an afterthought in someone else's life. These moments can be isolating and discouraging, yet they hold an important truth. What you experience externally is often a reflection of what you hold within yourself. The way you imagine yourself plays a defining role in the relationships and circumstances you encounter. If you consistently imagine yourself as unimportant or secondary, the world will continue to reflect that back to you. However, the good news is that this can be changed. Every individual has a wellspring of creative power within them, and it begins with the thoughts and images they hold about themselves. What you imagine about yourself becomes the blueprint for how the world interacts with you. If you see yourself as someone who is overlooked or undervalued, you inadvertently project that belief into your environment, and it influences how others treat you. But if you can shift that image even just slightly and begin to see yourself as someone deserving of love, attention, and respect, you start to transform the experiences that come into your life. Imagination is the key to reshaping your reality. It's not simply a tool for fantasizing or daydreaming, but an essential practice for stepping into the life you want to live. Many people feel trapped by their circumstances, believing they must wait for others to change their behavior or attitudes toward them. Yet this approach places your happiness and fulfillment in the hands of someone else. When you take control of the way you see and imagine yourself, you reclaim that power. It becomes less about waiting for external changes and more about becoming the change within yourself. When you picture yourself as a priority, worthy, valued, and loved, you begin to embody those qualities. The shift doesn't need to be dramatic at first. Even small steps make a difference. Imagine yourself receiving the love and attention you desire, not as a wishful fantasy, but as an already accomplished reality. This process isn't about controlling others or forcing situations to conform to your desires. Instead, it's about aligning your inner world with the version of life you want to experience. Your imagination is the rehearsal stage for your reality, and by consistently picturing yourself as someone who matters, you open the door for those experiences to come to life. This practice of reimagining yourself as a priority requires persistence and intention. You must break free from the habit of dwelling on the negative or replaying situations where you felt overlooked. Each time you catch yourself thinking about how someone made you feel insignificant, replace that thought with a vision of yourself as valued and cherished. This is not about denial or ignoring your feelings. It's about consciously choosing to focus on the reality you wish to create rather than remaining stuck in the one you don't want. The world has an incredible way of mirroring back what you project. If you view yourself as unimportant, others are likely to treat you that way. On the other hand, if you truly see yourself as someone who deserves respect and care, people around you will begin to reflect that perception. This doesn't mean every relationship will instantly change or that everyone will start treating you perfectly. Instead, it means that over time, the people and experiences in your life will start to align with the way you see yourself. Those who fail to recognize your worth may drift away, and those who resonate with your self-image will naturally come closer. Imagination isn't just about creating positive scenarios, it's also about releasing negative ones. If you hold on to feelings of being someone's lowest priority, you continue to reinforce that reality. Letting go of those thoughts and replacing them with new, empowering ones takes practice, but it's the only way to create the change you seek. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect, but about acknowledging your ability to choose what you focus on. When you focus on being a priority in your own life, the external world begins to reflect that focus back to you. The transformation begins within. Instead of looking to others to confirm your worth, start confirming it for yourself. Imagine yourself as someone who is cherished, someone who is treated with love and respect, and someone who is valued. Begin to act as if this is already true. Not with arrogance, but with quiet confidence. As you do, the world will shift to align with the picture you hold in your imagination. Relationships may improve. New opportunities may arise, and you'll find yourself naturally attracting experiences that match the version of yourself you have imagined. This process takes courage and commitment. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that your circumstances are fixed or that others need to change before you can feel fulfilled. But by taking control of your imagination and actively choosing to see yourself in a new light, you step into a position of power. You no longer wait for others to treat you as a priority, you treat yourself as one first. As that inner transformation unfolds, the world around you begins to change in ways that once seemed impossible. The world around you is not separate from you, it is a reflection of your inner state. What you see, feel, and experience in your daily life is often a mirror of what exists within your mind and heart. This is not always easy to accept, especially when circumstances seem challenging or unfair. However, understanding this concept allows you to take responsibility for the life you are living and opens the door to creating meaningful change. Your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions act like a lens through which you view and interact with the world. If that lens is clouded by doubt, fear, or negativity, your experiences will reflect those inner states. Conversely, when the lens is clear and focused on positivity, love, and confidence, the world responds in kind. Every interaction and event in your life offers a glimpse into your own beliefs and feelings. If you find yourself surrounded by conflict, it may indicate unresolved turmoil within. If you feel overlooked or undervalued, it might point to doubts you hold about your own worth. These reflections are not meant to blame or burden you, but to guide you toward greater self-awareness. When you realize that your external circumstances are shaped by your inner world, you gain the power to transform them by first transforming yourself. The process begins with recognizing the connection between your inner state and your outer reality. Many people go through life reacting to their circumstances without realizing they have the ability to influence them. They feel stuck, believing that life is happening to them rather than through them. But when you take a step back and observe your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, patterns start to emerge. You might notice that certain recurring experiences are tied to deeply held assumptions or expectations. This awareness is the first step toward breaking free from those patterns and creating a new reality. Changing your outer world requires changing your inner state. This doesn't mean forcing yourself to think positively or suppressing negative emotions. It means addressing the root causes of your beliefs and shifting them in a way that aligns with the life you want to live. For example, if you believe that you are unworthy of success or love, this belief will shape your actions and decisions, often leading to self-sabotage or settling for less than you deserve. But when you replace that belief with one that affirms your worth and potential, you begin to make choices that reflect this new perspective, and the world starts to mirror it back to you. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but it is a process of consistent effort and intention. It begins with paying attention to your inner dialogue, the thoughts you repeat to yourself every day. If those thoughts are filled with self-doubt or negativity, they will manifest in your life as barriers and challenges. However, if you consciously choose thoughts that uplift and empower you, your experiences will begin to shift accordingly. It's not just about thinking positively, but about deeply believing in the possibilities that align with your desires. Emotions play a significant role in shaping your reality. They amplify the energy of your thoughts and beliefs, making them more powerful. When you feel joyful, confident, or grateful, you emit a frequency that attracts similar experiences. On the other hand, feelings of fear, anger, or sadness can perpetuate situations that reinforce those emotions. This doesn't mean you should avoid or suppress negative feelings. Instead, allow yourself to feel them fully, understand their source, and then consciously choose to move toward emotions that serve your highest good. By doing so, you begin to align your inner state with the experiences you want to create. The world around you is constantly responding to the energy you project. If you approach life with a sense of lack or limitation, you are likely to encounter more of the same. But if you approach it with an attitude of abundance and possibility, opportunities and solutions seem to appear almost effortlessly. This is not a coincidence, it is the natural result of aligning your inner state with the reality you wish to experience. When you change your inner world, the outer world follows suit. because it is merely a reflection of your internal landscape. Your relationships are one of the clearest mirrors of your inner state. The way people treat you often reflects how you see yourself. If you believe you are unworthy of respect or love, you may attract people who confirm those beliefs through their actions. However, when you cultivate self-respect and self-love, the dynamics of your relationships begin to shift. Those who resonate with your newfound sense of self-worth will naturally be drawn to you, while those who cannot meet you at that level may fade away. This is not a loss but a natural realignment with the energy you are embodying. Taking responsibility for your inner state can feel daunting, but it is also incredibly empowering. It means recognizing that you are not at the mercy of external circumstances, you have the ability to shape them from within. This requires a commitment to self-awareness and a willingness to confront the beliefs and emotions that may be holding you back. It also requires patience, as the changes you make internally may take time to appear in your external reality. But with persistence, you will begin to see the world reflecting back the inner transformation you have created. The world does not act independently of you, it is intricately connected to your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. By consciously choosing to cultivate an inner state of love, confidence, and possibility, you set the stage for a life that mirrors those qualities. This is not about denying the challenges or difficulties you may face, but about understanding that even those experiences hold the potential for growth and self-discovery. When you align your inner state with your highest vision for yourself, the world around you will inevitably shift to reflect that vision back to you. The way you perceive the world around you determines the life you experience. Your perception shapes your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, creating a lens through which you interpret every situation, relationship, and event. It influences how you respond to challenges, how you see opportunities, and how you navigate the path of your life. When your perception is clouded by fear, doubt, or negativity, the world appears to mirror those feelings back to you. On the other hand, when you view life through a lens of possibility, hope, and empowerment, the world begins to reflect those qualities instead. Perception is not an absolute truth, it is subjective and often influenced by past experiences, beliefs, and emotions. Two people can experience the same situation but interpret it entirely differently based on their inner state. This is why it's so important to recognize that your perception is not set in stone, it can be changed. By shifting the way you see the world and your place within it, you can create a new reality for yourself. The power lies not in the external circumstances, but in how you choose to interpret and respond to them. Often people feel trapped in their current circumstances because they believe their perception is a reflection of reality rather than a creation of their mind. They view their struggles, limitations, and setbacks as fixed and unchangeable. However, when you begin to question the stories you tell yourself about your life, you open the door to transformation. For example, instead of seeing a challenge as an insurmountable obstacle, you can choose to see it as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. This shift in perception doesn't change the external situation, but it changes how you experience and respond to it, which in turn can lead to new outcomes. Your perception of yourself is one of the most critical factors influencing your life. How you see yourself affects the choices you make, the opportunities you pursue, and the relationships you cultivate. If you perceive yourself as unworthy or incapable, those beliefs will manifest in your actions and decisions, often leading to self-sabotage or settling for less than you desire. But when you choose to see yourself as deserving, capable, and valuable, your actions align with that perception, and the world begins to respond accordingly. Changing how you see yourself is the first step toward changing how the world sees you. Shifting your perception requires awareness and intention. It starts with recognizing the thoughts and beliefs that are shaping your current reality. Are they empowering or limiting? Do they align with the life you want to create? Often limiting beliefs are so ingrained that they feel like unquestionable truths. But when you take the time to examine them, you may realize they are simply stories you've been telling yourself, stories that can be rewritten. For instance, if you've been telling yourself that success is out of reach because of past failures, You can choose to reinterpret those failures as valuable lessons that have prepared you for future success. One powerful way to change your perception is to focus on gratitude. When you consciously look for things to appreciate in your life, no matter how small, you begin to shift your focus away from lack and toward abundance. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect, but rather choosing to acknowledge the positive aspects of your life that may otherwise go unnoticed. Over time, this practice can transform the way you view your circumstances and help you cultivate a more optimistic and empowered outlook. Another key aspect of shifting perception is letting go of judgment. Often the way you perceive others or situations is clouded by preconceived notions or biases. These judgments can limit your ability to see the full picture and keep you stuck in patterns of negativity or resentment. By approaching life with curiosity and openness, you create space for new perspectives and possibilities to emerge. This doesn't mean abandoning discernment or ignoring your intuition, but rather being willing to question your assumptions and see things in a new light. Your perception also affects how you handle setbacks and challenges. When faced with difficulty, it's easy to fall into a victim mentality, believing that life is happening to you rather than for you. But by shifting your perception, you can begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation. Every setback contains the seeds of potential, and every obstacle is an invitation to expand your perspective. When you view difficulties through this lens, you reclaim your power and move forward with resilience and determination. The way you perceive others plays a significant role in your relationships. If you focus on flaws or shortcomings, you may find it difficult to connect or feel fulfilled. But when you choose to see the good in others and approach relationships with empathy and understanding, you create a space for deeper connection and mutual growth. This doesn't mean ignoring red flags or tolerating behavior that doesn't align with your values, but rather choosing to focus on the qualities that uplift and inspire you.